It's that time of year again. It's the season for miracles. And you know what that means. Merry Miracle Mondays are back, baby. And yeah, that means I got the slides out of order. So would you love to receive some miracles? Would you love to receive and experience greater health, success, money, and or love in your life, business, creative career, and or finances? Did you know that you could receive miracles to help you experience those things with greater ease, joy, freedom, flow, fulfillment, and fun faster than you ever thought possible? If you didn't know, now you know. And would you love to receive some miracles this December to help you do just that? If so, you're definitely in the right time, right place, and now is your time. So stay tuned to this channel and this video to receive and experience miracles. Woohoo! Because as I've said, Merry Miracle Mondays are back, baby. So hi and welcome to Merry Miracle Mondays. I am your host and miracle facilitator, Erin Lloyd of Quantum Leap Your Biz. If you have ever experienced this miraculous event before, welcome back. If you're brand new to Merry Miracle Mondays, welcome. Either way, thanks for being here and joining me to experience and receive miracles. So, every merry miracle? Sure, yeah. Why not? Every Monday in December, yeah, you can show up here to this YouTube channel and receive and experience a different miracle. So Merry Miracle Mondays is an interactive and experiential multi-video series which takes place here on this YouTube channel, as I've said, every Monday in December. So if you desire to receive miracles, subscribe now and enable all notifications. Each Monday, I'll be gifting a different miracle. I think I said that. So, for instance, one Monday this month, I'll be granting a miracle for health. That was last week, week 1 of Merry Miracle Mondays this year for 2024. One Monday will be a miracle for love. One Monday will be a miracle for money. And one Monday will be a miracle geared toward success, experiencing greater success. So you are invited to join me for any of these miracles or for all of them. You get to choose. How does it get better than that? Woo woo. So this is a global event. Merry Miracle Mondays is a global event. So it's okay if it's already Tuesday in your part of the world or a different day entirely when you get to experience and receive today's miracle. Also, YouTube generously provides closed captioning these days, and I have enabled it on this channel for you. So feel free to enable it in your language, and you should be able to do that by utilizing the gear icon on this video to get to those settings. So it is our 5th year of Merry Miracle Mondays. Woohoo! So this is the 3rd year, I think, that I'm bringing it to you on YouTube. Prior to this, I brought it to you in a combination of places between Facebook and my Instagram. So, who are Merry Miracle Mondays for? So, first, let me start by saying who they are not for. So, Merry Miracle Mondays are not for you if you are a cynic. I've been a cynic before. It's a miserable way to live. I can only wish you well and that you find your way to some kind of peace and contentment going forward. But that's going to be up to you and start with your conscious choice. That's likely not going to be today. So this is not for you. Bye-bye. Now, it's also not for adults who aren't you unless they choose to receive and experience miracles through my Merry Miracle Mondays, which they're welcome to do. So, how can you share this with them? Simple. Use the share button. Like and share this video to any adult you know who would like to receive and experience miracles for health, success, money, and love. Okay. So it's not for other adults. What do I mean by that? What I mean is it is for other adults if they consciously choose it, but they have to consciously consent to it and choose it. And that means they have to choose it. You cannot choose it for them. Hence, share the video, invite them, let them choose for themselves. Okay. Why? Because I'm all about being pro-choice and free will. No matter what that biologist says about there not being free will, I strongly disagree. So, my point. Let's get back to who this is for. So, this is for you if you are a conscious, curious, courageous, and committed person to your own success and well being. So, it is fine if you're an atheist and or a healthy skeptic and or agnostic. Doesn't matter. But again, let's circle back to conscious choice and consent. So you must be 18 or older, and you must consciously consent to receive and experience these miracles. Okay. As I said, they're interactive, and I'm going to share more about how to receive these miracles coming up. And it has to do with that keyword of being interactive. Don't worry, it's simple. So as long as you're curious, courageous, and committed to your success and your well being, then it is okay if you're an atheist, agnostic, or healthily skeptical. All right. But again, this is not for you if you're a cynic. Okay. One more note on that. You can use this experience, obviously, for yourself if you're an adult and you choose it, and interact and participate. You could also ask for a miracle for your pets and any minor biological children of yours. Minor meaning under the age of 18. Now, if your children are adults, then the aforementioned rule is going to apply here. If you think they'd want to receive one or more of these miracles, please share these videos and invite them to join us. Okay? But they have to choose for themselves. If they're an adult, they must consent on their own. Now, if the children are not biologically yours, you may not use this for them. No disrespect or offense made toward step parents. This is not a judgment of you being a parent or not. And you may, in some instances, have that full discretion or authority to make those decisions. And there could be exceptions to rules, right? But in this case, I'm going to just overall say for this instance, for this experience, you can only choose for your own biological children who are minors, as in under the age of 18. Okay. Now you might be going, but Erin, what about like if I were to say a prayer for somebody or pray for a miracle in that way for them? They don't have to be related to me or biologically mine that way or blah, blah, blah. And you're right. And if you normally do that and that normally works for you, please keep doing you. Do what works for you and your beliefs and your spirituality or not spirituality or lack thereof. Just do you as long as it's safe, ethical, legal, etc. Do what works for you. Keep on choosing that. If you want to also receive miracles through this experience, Merry Miracle Mondays, then these are the guidelines of how we're doing things up in here, though. Okay. And so, conscious consent of adults. So you can request miracles for yourself on this experience, your minor biological children, and or your own pets. Okay. Is that right? Is that right? And I am a bit extra stuffed up today, even more than last week. So you might be hearing silence more often, and that's me muting. Don't freak out. Don't worry that I went anywhere. Just bear with me and I'll come back. It's just temporary silence for muting. So, Yeah, so this is for you if you're an adult who is open minded, curious, conscious, courageous, committed to your success and well being. And if you're, like I said, open hearted, open minded, and willing to choose to receive and experience miracles for yourself, your minor kids, or any pets if you so desire. So, welcome to week 2 of Merry Miracle Mondays. And at the time of this recording, it is still Monday, December 9th. And this is our second miracle for Merry Miracle Mondays 2024 edition. Now, uh, by the time I get this uploaded to my channel, because I had some health delays of my own this week, I am running a bit late and I do apologize for that. I wanted to get this posted a lot earlier on Monday, and by the time it's actually uploaded, it might actually be Tuesday. But I'm recording it on Monday, and that's what counts. So thank you for your patience, and I'm sorry if you were disappointed that it wasn't up sooner. Okay, so stay tuned to receive a miracle in this video this week for greater success. And if you joined me and tuned in last week, you had to wait. There was a little suspense of what last week's miracle was going to be because it was our first week back in the year. And I wanted to intentionally build that excitement. But I'm not going to keep you waiting. This week's miracle is going to be for greater success. So stay tuned to experience and receive that if you're willing to choose it. Okay, so how it works. How do Merry Miracle Mondays work? Well, it's simple, yet potent and profound. So it's interactive, as I've said. You do have to participate to receive the miracles. Don't worry, like I said, it is simple to participate. So, how do you do that? Well, you're going to interact to receive your miracles. So, if you want to receive today's miracle for greater success, for instance, then you're going to follow my guidance to do that by interacting as directed. So, here's how you can participate and interact in order to receive your miracles. So, the first way I want you to do that is to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you haven't yet done so, please do that now. Number 2, hit that subscribe bell, that notification bell, and enable all notifications so you don't miss out on any miracles. Also, the banner of this channel says, and it's said for many years because I haven't gotten around to updating it, and it's still true, holistic solutions for body, mind, soul, and business. Okay, so when I share more about who I serve and what I do, that will make more sense coming up. But, we only do Merry Miracle Mondays. I say only, but it's a very profound thing, once a year on here, right? But there's value on this channel going back several years, that can benefit your impact and income and life and livelihood and well-being. So, I invite you to check out past content. It's free from my heart to yours and benefit from it, as well as any upcoming future videos that will be there for you. Um so these are great reasons to subscribe and hit that notification bell and set it to enable all notifications. Also, that's required to receive Merry Miracle Mondays miracles. So subscribe to YouTube, to this channel, hit that bell and set it to all notifications. 3, be sure to tune in and watch each week's Merry Miracle Monday video so you can receive the miracles of your choice, whether that's just some of them or all of them. Number 4, comment when I ask you to. So that's very simple too. As we proceed with this video for this week's success miracle to experience greater success, that will be made clear of how I want you to do it, but it's very simple. Number 5, like and share this video if you find it valuable. Um, Sharing it in particular, as well as commenting, helps YouTube show it to other people who may also want to receive miracles. Now, up to this point, I've chosen intentionally not to monetize this channel. Now, the great thing about that is that on the transformational experiences like this one that I offer, you're not going to be interrupted by ads. However, YouTube makes money off of ads, okay? And so they're going to promote monetized channels over non-monetized ones, which means I need your help to share my videos out into the world to help me reach more people, especially for these free high value ones. Okay. And so when you comment, when you like, when you share, it helps me to reach more people while keeping this channel non-monetized. Now, I can't promise it's going to stay non-monetized forever. uh I may monetize it and then add, a Patreon style subscription level, where if you want ad-free content, then you have different tiers available. But for now, it's non-monetized. Help me keep it that way as long as possible, please. So comment, like, and share if you find these videos, the Mary Miracle Mondays or other content I have on here, valuable. So, who am I and how can I gift you miracles? Well, again, like, who do I think I am and how dare I, right? Again, I'm Erin Lloyd. I'm your quantum success activator, elevator, accelerator, and prosperity catalyst. I am a certified instant miracle coach, aka a certified instant miracle master. I'm a certified rapid results coach. I'm certified in some other techniques also. I'm also a certified healing facilitator, which I say because it's easier than listing off all the many myriad of healing techniques I'm certified in. And I am the creator of the success frequencies. So, are you ready to safely succeed at light speed? I'm the one you hire when you're finally ready to attract your dream peeps and quantum leap your biz or creative career so you can be at the infamous there now and transform the world like you came here to do. So, as a client attraction specialist, an intuitive and holistic business success and wellness coach, a branding and online marketing consultant slash strategist, I can help you by facilitating you to achieve that with greater ease, joy, freedom, flow, fulfillment, and fun faster than you ever thought possible. So, who do I serve? Conscious leaders, entrepreneurs, small business owners, creators, entertainers, and light bringers work with me to generate, create, and have and grow a conscious and prosperous business or creative career they love without burning out again, without selling out, without losing their souls, and without the fear that their continued success is going to cost them who and or what they value the most. Like their time, their sanity, their peace, their freedom, and their relationships. And did we mention health? So with my support, you could experience that and or something even better. So if that resonates with you, I invite you to apply to receive one of my exclusive, complimentary Accelerate Your Success sessions, aka a Quantum Leap Your Biz session valued at $555 to discover if it would be fun for us to work and play together and if we would make an excellent dream team to help you achieve and experience what you most desire and require. So just follow the link in the description and or comment. It'll be somewhere around here on this channel, either in this video or the others, to apply if that sounds good to you. So, would you love to receive this week's miracle for experiencing greater success? If so, stay tuned, stick around because it's coming right on up. So, before we begin, before I gift you week two's miracle for greater success, let's take care of some housekeeping, shall we? We shall. Let's do that so that you can make receiving and experiencing your miracle easier and faster and safe for you and your body, especially for your nervous system. So, warning, do not drive or operate machinery or watch small children or use cutlery or do anything that requires your full and present attention during this experience. Why? Safety first. What can happen during this experience is it might put you in a nice, relaxed, meditative state, and that's great for facilitating miracles. It is not, however, equal to the beta wave state of being fully awake and paying attention to those kinds of things in the way that is required. So let's choose safety. Safety first, always. Safe to succeed at light speed is my thing. So, you know, next, disclaimer, I am not a doctor. Nothing I share here or any other place in any way, shape, or form is meant to be a substitute for professional medical and or psychological and or psychiatric advice and or treatment. You are responsible for your own choices, especially your own healthcare choices, actions, as well as inactions. And when in doubt, always check with your own qualified healthcare and medical providers and professionals, preferably ones with extra training in functional medicine, who use an integrative and holistic approach to wellness and are focused on wellness care and well-being instead of sickness care and disease care. And above all, combine that with your own inner knowing, your own inner awareness. Don't let yourself be gaslit, which is just generally excellent advice. So, for someone who has spent a lot of time gaslighting themselves after letting other people gaslight her, I speak the truth when I say that one. Okay, so prepare to receive. So, you don't have to believe to receive, although it does help. But like I said, healthy skeptics are welcome here. And that means you're open to receiving, you're willing to receive, you're just not sure it's going to work or necessarily work for you, but you haven't decided it's not going to work. That would make you a cynic. And if you're a cynic, you should have been gone like at least 10 minutes ago by now. So, remember, open, curious mind. So, prepare to receive. So, for this week's Merry Miracle Monday experience, please allow us up to 2 hours. I'd say 1 to 2 hours for this, the remainder of this experience. We're at about 22 minutes now. So, allow us about an hour and 40-ish minutes more. And if you can't do that right now, that's okay. Just breathe. How soon can you schedule an hour and 40 minutes for the remainder of this experience to receive a miracle for greater success? So you can bookmark this video and even the Merry Miracle Mondays playlist for 2024. And you can schedule in when you're going to have this time, schedule it and set a reminder for it. Don't trust your memory. I don't care if you're 20 years old with the best memory in the world. Choose to schedule it in like it's an important business meeting with yourself or an important doctor's appointment, and then schedule the reminder. Okay, I'm especially talking to my ADHDers. You know who you are, because I'm just like you. And I know who you are. Okay, and I know who I am. So how's it get better than that? So you don't have to be an ADHDer to take that tip. You could just be a busy person. But in particular, if you're an ADHDer, please thank me later and just schedule in the time now. Now, if you are available to continue with us now, then give us about 37-ish minutes. I'm sorry, whatever we said. Where are we? Like 97-ish minutes more for the remainder of this experience. It may not take that full time, but it could. Okay. And yeah, it's a free video with a time investment, but isn't that worth it to experience greater success? I think it is, but that's a choice you have to decide for yourself. Okay, so next. If your device is not 100% or fully charged, please go ahead and connect it to power now. But Aaron, it's mostly full and I like to let it get down to blah, blah, blah. Well, you do you. And my professional tip is that lots of energy is moving on these transformational experiences. The energy is encoded into the video. And sometimes energy can affect technology. That's not always in a quote unquote negative or bad way or a scary way or anything, but it can. And so, again, safety first, always err on the side of safety. And to me, what that means in this example is better to be safe than sorry. How many metaphors can she use with the word safe or safety in them? I don't know, as many as there are. So, with that in mind, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and connect it to power if it's not fully charged. That's all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Okay, next, go ahead and silence your notifications on your devices that are in the space with you for this experience. Now, unless it's an emergency notification, please go ahead and enable your do not disturb on your device. And if you work from home or at an office place, this would be a great time to go ahead and put a do not disturb sticky note or sign on your door. Okay, next, get yourself a glass or bottle of water if you haven't already. And this tip is optional. The water is not optional. Please get that before we continue. The following tip is optional here. Unless it's contraindicated for your health by your medical professionals, you might want to get a little bit of salt. Preferably something like Celtic sea salt or Baja salt or real salt. You could even get some pink Himalayan salt, although the kind that's in rock form that you have to grind yourself would be better because there's less chance of plastic being mixed into it, like microplastics with the ground up, pre-ground up kind. Why? Because it has trace minerals in it and electrolytes, except for pink salt, which is missing iodine, but otherwise it has all the other stuff in it. So why do I mention this? Because we're going to be moving a lot of energy if you're choosing to receive this Success Miracle for week 2 of Merry Miracle Mondays 2024 edition today and or tonight, whenever you're listening. And, staying hydrated involves and includes electrolytes. So on that note, you might be wondering, well, Erin, I have electrolytes. I add those to my water all the time because I use those. If it's safe for you to do so, if it's not contraindicated medically and you would like to do it and you have some on hand, you do you, feel free. Now, electrolytes are optional. Salt is optional. If it's not safe, don't do it. When in doubt, don't do it. If your intuition or body says not to do it, don't do it. If your doctor said not to do it, don't do it. Otherwise, if your body would like you to have some electrolytes or a little pinch of salt either in your water or under your tongue at some point during this experience, then having it on hand now could be helpful. But it's optional, okay? If nothing else, at least get yourself a glass or bottle of water. Okay, next, for the remainder of this experience, you can sit or stand. If you absolutely have to lay down because you have no other choice, so be it. But this is going to work best if you can be in contact with the floor, ground, or earth, and that means usually through your feet. Now, you might be thinking, well, what if I lay down on the floor or the ground or the grass outside or whatever? If it's safe for you and you want to do that, you do you. Just make sure it's safe and you can feel relaxed and at ease and not worried about bugs or animals or anything like that, right? Okay. So I recommend sitting or standing for the event or sitting and standing and mixing it up for this experience. So, how to receive with ease. So, like we said, please allow up to 2 hours for this week's miracle total. So, we're going at about close to about 92-ish minutes. Sorry for sniffling without being able to mute first. Be in a safe, private, distraction-free space for this experience. Whether that's a room, a home office. If it's outside, it could be your garden or yard. Again, if you feel safe, if it's private, if you don't have to worry about interruptions from bugs or animals or other people or whatever, do you. And again, I recommend you put your feet on the floor, ground, or earth for the remainder of this experience. Next, be willing to let this work for you. Okay? And then choose that this event is going to work for you. How? Simple. You just choose that this event's going to work for you. And then, even though it will feel funny or silly or stupid, I'm going to ask you to say it out loud anyway. I am choosing that this Merry Miracle Monday experience is going to work for me now. And then I'm going to ask you to put that into the comments. You can pause the video, put it in the comments, and then resume, or you can put it in there now. So once again, it's I am choosing for this. You could put MMM if you don't want to type out Merry Miracle Mondays. That this Merry Miracle Mondays or MMM experience is going to work for me now. NOW. Period. So go ahead if you're choosing and willing for this to work for you. Put that in the comments now, please. And thank you. Make sure you submit the comment after you type it. Have you ever done that before? Like you think you sent somebody a text and you typed it, but you forgot to hit send or submit? Okay. So by this point, if you're still here, you're willing to let this work for you, and you've just chosen that it's going to work for you, and you've typed that into the comments and hit submit or enter or whatever it says, whether you're on the app or in the browser for YouTube for this video. Okay. Next, choose to release and detach from how your miracles will show up and what that has to look like. How? You're going to choose it. You could just say, I now choose to release and detach from how my success miracle has to show up and what it's going to look like. If you're willing, say that aloud now, as long as you're willing and you mean it. The key is to be willing. Excuse me. Because if you're not willing, it's not going to work. Because what is the golden rule here? Yes, do unto others is ultimately the golden rule. But the rule here is conscious choice, conscious consent. Nothing I do is forced on you. It's not going to work without your consent. Okay? So you must consent to it if you would like to receive it. And therefore, be willing to choose that this is going to work for you if you haven't already done that. And also choose to release and detach from how the success miracle has to show up and what that's going to look like and when and all the blah, blah, blahs about it. So yes, you can receive miracles even if you're a healthy skeptic or an atheist, like we said. Why? Because you just chose that it's going to work for you. You see, that's the key right there. Next, allow your success miracle to show up however, whenever, wherever is for your highest and or greatest good. Okay? Just be willing to allow that. Because your unconscious parts, including your small self, are going to have all kinds of ways of what that success miracle is going to do for you for greater success and which area you want it in and how that's going to be and should be and blah, blah, blah. And that's all well and dandy. We're not making that bad or wrong. And it may show up those ways or include those, but it may not. And those may or may not be for your highest and greatest good. Because those parts of us mean well, and we can love on them, value them, appreciate them. And also we can be aware that they're not the highest consciousness that we have. And that they're like really well-meaning toddlers sometimes and teenagers who think they know it all other times. Either way, they can't see the forest for the trees, bless their little hearts. And if you think about them like a well-meaning, adorable toddler, we can love on them, appreciate them, adore them, value them, want them, etc., praise them even, and thank them for being them. We don't give them the keys to the car to drive, though. Okay? Just because they're sure of how it should look like or what would be best doesn't mean that is best. But they don't know that. They're little egomaniacs. So these parts of us include our egos, but aren't limited to just our egos. And because of that, they mean well, but they're not always correct, even though they are sure that they're correct. So the key to allowing your miracles to actualize quicker and easier is to get yourself and your unconscious parts out of the way. And these are how we start to do that. Okay. Next, expect miracles, which again is just a choice. So I told you this was simple yet profound and potent. So it could be as simple as saying aloud, I choose to expect miracles now. It's that simple, guys. All right, next. Be willing to let it work for you. Like I said, choose to release, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I had already said that part. Sorry about that. So, yeah, like I said, expect miracles. How? Choose it, declare it, say it out loud. Declare it and decree it out loud. Okay. This would be a great time to take a pee break and set your device to do not disturb mode and put a sign on your door if you haven't already done that. This is the time to do it. And come right back. Okay, let's begin. So, for this next part of the event, from now through the end of this week's week 2 Success Miracle experience for Merry Miracle Mondays 2024, week 2, this is going to be involving all parts of you and your conscious choice. Okay? And so for this next part, it really is safe, private space, do not disturb time. All right? So just get curious and notice what you're noticing. Did any part of you get antsy or anxious? If so, just notice it and breathe. Isn't that interesting? Maybe some fight or flight got triggered and it wants to go escape and it wants to go do and it wants to get super busy. And we could just be curious about that because, like, isn't that interesting? You're about to choose to receive a success miracle or a miracle for even greater success. Even if you're one of the most successful people around, you might want even greater success. And so any resistance and wanting to flee, okay, is just biofeedback. It's interesting, right? We don't have to judge it, but it is valuable biofeedback because it's letting us know something. It's like, means one or more parts that are unconscious are afraid or worried or concerned or something similar or some combination thereof of you being willing to be here now and to receive a miracle for greater success. Now, it might have to do with the miracle. It might have to do with greater success. It might have to do with being here now and being present. It might be some combination of things. Whatever you notice is just right, but get curious and notice it judgment-free. Emphasis on free. Okay? Just notice it. And then thank it. You can silently thank it if you want, but thank it for its feedback. Those parts of you are just looking out for you, trying to protect you, get your needs met like they always do. And how can we not appreciate them for that? And then inform them of your conscious choice. And what is your conscious choice? Well, if you're choosing to receive a miracle for greater success, it's to be as fully and safely embodied here and now for the rest of this experience. So how do you do that? You say, oh, it's that interesting. One or more parts of me are feeling anxious and wanting to escape right now and go do anything other than be here now and sit still for the rest. I wonder what that's about. Is it about the miracle? Is it about being present here and now? Is it about, remember, you can sit or stand. You don't have to sit still. You could walk in place for this experience. I don't care. You could step left to right, right to left. You want to walk in place? But remember, It's best to have your feet on the floor, ground, or earth, whether you're sitting and or standing. You can alternate sitting and standing. I don't care. If that's what you need, especially if you have ADHD, to occupy that part of you so that the rest of you, the being part of your human being, can be here now so you can choose to receive the success miracle for greater success and get the most out of this experience and interact, fine, great. Work with it instead of against it. Don't judge it. Just notice it and then choose anyway, because those parts of you have to accept your conscious choice. That doesn't mean they're going to like them, but they do have to accept any conscious choices you make. And so here's an example of what that could look like. Oh, hey, one or more parts of me that's feeling just got super anxious and triggered and doesn't want to sit here. Oh, that's right. She said I don't have to sit still. Okay, so would you like to stand? We could stand. Want to walk in place? We could do that. Want to sit? Want to sit and stand and alternate? That's okay. We could do that too. Just having an approach like this often will they'll often calm down on their own. And then it could be like, oh, thanks for your feedback. I appreciate you. Good looking out. And it's safe, there's that word again, for me to proceed. It's safe for me to be here and now. And it's safe for me to ask for and receive this miracle for greater success. Now, if you need to pause the video and get clear on that and be willing to choose those and then make those choices out loud now, as you talk to those unconscious parts of yourself, do it. You don't even have to put that in the comments unless you want to. Okay? But let's repeat some iteration of that. Thanks, unconscious parts of me. Good looking out. And it's safe for me to be here and now. It's safe for me to proceed and receive this miracle for greater success now. And whatever the other thing we said it was safe to do. It's safe for me to be here and now. Okay. Now, this last part, we're going to inform it of our conscious choice because it may not like it, but it has to accept it. So, ready? This part I am going to ask you to say aloud, and this part I am going to ask you to comment. I am choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. Now, you don't have to say it that slowly. I mumble sometimes and I'm stuffed up, so I'm trying to slow it down so I can enunciate it. Also, it's a bit of a long sentence, so I'll repeat it. I am, side note, two of the most powerful words in the English language, choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. Now I'll say it more normally. I am choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. So just so you know what I mean by embodied, it's E-M, B like Bravo, O like Oscar, D like Delta, I like India, E like Echo, D like Delta. So M, if you missed that part, E is in Echo, M is in Mike. So I am choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. So if you're willing to do that, choose it, state it, decree it, declare it out loud. I am choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. And once you've done that, go ahead and take a deep, slow belly breath. I'll elaborate more on that later if you're new to me, but do it however works for you in the moment right now. That's right. And then go ahead and put it in the comments. You can pause it if you need to. So, what are you putting in the comments? Your choice, which is I am choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. And then make sure you hit submit or enter on the comments in whether you're in the app or the browser so that I can actually see your comment once it shows up. Okay. That's right. And now this would be a good time to maybe drink some water. And if there's part of you is like, nah, just check in. Is that the highest, truest part of you? Or is that an unconscious small self, inner rebel, ego part? Like, she can't tell me what to do or make me drink water. Or going, I just drank some water. It's like, oh, isn't that interesting? All right. Thanks, part of me who just said all that. And let me tune back in and ask my body, which I know you hate and don't want me to do. Anyway, hey body, hey being, and this part you can say silently. Hey body, hey being, would it be optimal to drink some more water now, even if I just drank some? And then tune in, breathe, get curious, notice what you notice. If it feels lighter, then that's a yes. Your body will let you know. And remember, a lot of experts say if you wait till you're thirsty to drink, you're already slightly dehydrated. So, next. Now, with your feet on the ground floor or earth, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and check in with your shoulders. Put your attention on your shoulders. What are you noticing? How are they feeling? Are they feeling tight? Are they feeling stressed? What are you aware of? Whatever you notice is just right. We're just taking an inventory. We're not looking to judge it. We're just noticing what we notice, whatever that may be. That's right. So now I'm going to ask you to shift your attention down to the floor, ground, or earth where your feet are, hopefully. Now, if you're in a wheelchair by chance, then holding something like a small pebble or rock can be helpful. We really want you to have some contact with the earth physically, and that's the point of having your feet on the ground floor or earth. Now, if you're sitting on a grounding mat on your wheelchair, that might be helpful, or wearing a grounding bracelet if you have access to either of those. If not, then holding a small rock or pebble could be helpful during this experience. It's not required, and this can help whether or not you're in a wheelchair, everybody. But this is the point, is to be connected with the earth. Okay. So for everyone else, though, who is able, please put your feet on the floor, ground, or earth if they're not already. And so now I'm going to ask you to take 3 deep, slow belly breaths. Now, there are many ways to do this, but I'm going to recommend a certain kind of way. Okay, so I'll give you an overview first of how we're going to do it, and then I'll lead you through doing it. So the first set of breaths we're going to do are 3. They're going to be deep and they're going to be slow. And the slow part is what's going to help us let them be deeper. Okay, and deeper each time. So if you're able to, I'm going to ask that the inhales you do during this experience be in through your nose. So we're going to be inhaling in through our noses. Now, if like me, you find yourself stuffed up or congested right now, then obviously just do this through your mouth, right? But if you're able to breathe through your nose in, then I'm going to ask you to do that for the remainder of this experience. However, when I ask you to exhale or breathe out, I'm going to be asking you to do that out through your mouth. So if you're able to, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay? If you're not able to breathe in through your nose for whatever reason, you could still take deep, slow belly breaths with me. All right? So we're We're going to aim for a 4 in and a 6 out. What do I mean by that? We're going to aim for 4 seconds, at least 4 seconds in, preferably through your nose, allowing the belly time to gently expand or go out, like inflating a balloon, but slowly and gently on the inhale. So that looks like breathing in through your nose for at least 4 seconds, allowing that air to get in and down and gently expand your belly, and then out through your mouth, aiming for 6 seconds. So we're going to work toward a 4 in, 6 out. So a 4-6 pattern. Now, if you're not used to breathing this way, or you're not used to deep breathing, that's normal and common, unfortunately. But it's common and you're not alone. So this might feel foreign to you. That's okay. You don't have to get it quote unquote right. And it's okay if you can't make it exactly to 4 seconds or exactly to 6 seconds each time. Just do your best and aim for improving each time, okay? So, for instance, in order to aim for 6 seconds on the out breath, on that exhale out through your mouth, we're going to aim for a ha, like an HA sound. And we're going to do it slow and long and controlled on that exhale. So we're going to aim for breathing in at least 4 seconds in through our nose, allowing enough time for the air to get in and down and gently expand our bellies on the inhale. And then we're going to exhale with a It sounds funny. It sometimes looks ridiculous, but isn't it great that you're safe and alone in a private space? uh, anyway, so yes, you could do it with an audible sigh. If you don't usually let yourself be dramatic, maybe your inner child wants to come out and play and be dramatic, and your exhale could be like a like just letting out all the exasperation from any pent-up stored stress from the election, from life, from business, from relationships, from health, from whatever. Just let it all out. Be as exaggerated, as dramatic as you want to be. Especially if you were never allowed to be dramatic, or you were always told, stop being so dramatic, or why do you got to be so melodramatic? If this is you, let me know in the comments. Now, you don't have to be dramatic about it or melodramatic about it unless you feel like it. But you can have fun with it. We're not being serious, okay? There's a time and a place for that. This doesn't need to be that time. So have fun with it. That being said, it could also, some of the exhales might end up being more of a quiet, almost whisper sounding. But it's long and it's slow and it's controlled. And if you focus on the ha, that HA exhale sound, then it will be easier to slow down that breath and make it controlled and longer and slower. And it will help you hit the target of 6 seconds on the exhale at least. It can be longer than that on the exhale, but we're aiming for at least 6 seconds out and at least 4 seconds in, okay? Which means also if it's at least 4 seconds in through your nose, then it can take longer than 4 seconds. In fact, longer is going to be better for most of us. But even taking an inhale that's 4 seconds long at first might be a challenge, and that's okay. Nothing's wrong with you. You're not doing it wrong. You can get better at it. Just do your best, okay? So let's recap. Your feet are on the floor, ground, or earth. If possible, go ahead and wiggle your toes and feel them. What are they touching? Are they touching socks? Are they touching plastic or rubber thongs or leather sandals or moccasins? Are they in slippers? If so, what does the inside of the slippers feel like? Is it, what does that feel like? Are they touching cold, hard tile? Or are they outside in the wet grass? Are they in sand or dirt? Or dirty, dusty stuff like out here in the desert Southwest where I live? Are you wearing socks and you can feel the socks? If so, what do your toes feel like against the inside of the socks? Are they touching, is it bare feet and you're touching wood? or fake tile or real tile or stone or cement? What does the temperature of what you feel against your toes feel like? Is it cold? Is it room temperature? Is it hot? Are you aware that maybe you have a hangnail on one of your toenails and you didn't know it? And now you can feel it snaggling against the inside of a shoe or slipper or sock that you didn't notice before. Maybe you can feel seams against your toes of your socks, and maybe you hate that, especially if you're neurodivergent. Or maybe you like that, especially if you're neurodivergent, and play with the seams against the inside of your toes and toenails. Or maybe sometimes you hate it and sometimes you love it. What are you noticing in this moment? Whatever you notice is just right as long as it's true for you. Maybe you notice, oh, that feels annoying. Let me remove my socks or shoes or whatever it is. Or maybe you become aware that your feet are cold and you hadn't noticed that. Okay, then could you pause this video and put on some socks and or slippers or socks and or shoes to warm up your feet? Maybe you've just become aware that your feet are hot and your body wants you to remove socks or shoes and feel the cold ground against them if it's cold. Okay. So be present, be willing to notice what you notice, and then be willing to take inspired action based on your body's feedback. All right. So now let's take 3 deep, slow belly breaths. Yeah, I said I was going to have you do it and then I gave you the overview, but I didn't actually have you do it, did I? So let's officially do our first set now. And if you're like, but I already did 3 deep, slow belly breaths, well, guess what? Good for you. It will help your body. Your body will thank you for it. But we're going to count this as our official first set. So with your feet flat on the ground floor or earth, breathe in through your nose to a count of at least 4 seconds, allowing the air to go in and down, and gently expand your belly, aiming for at least 4 seconds in. And then exhale with the ha sound for aiming for at least 6 seconds out through your mouth. That's right. Now I just did it while I was muted, and I noticed that I actually needed a yawn after that first one. If you notice you need to yawn or burp or pass gas or move, just allow it. So let's repeat that. Breath number 2 officially. In through nose, aiming for at least 4 seconds in, gently expanding your belly on that inhale. And then out through your nose with a That's right. And once more, with feeling. In through nose, aiming for at least 4 seconds in. Belly gently expands on the inhale. And out through your mouth. Wow, I had to yawn again that time, and that time even I was able to take an even deeper breath than on the previous yawn. That's interesting. You may not. Whatever you notice is just right for you. Okay, now check in with your shoulders. How are they feeling? Does your body want you to do some gentle shoulder rolls, like from the front to the back? And if so, does it want you to alternate right and then left or left and then right? Or does it want you to gently, slowly rotate both shoulders at the same time? I'm doing mine now, and I don't know if you can hear it on the recording, but unfortunately, I'm hearing some cracking sounds as the massage therapist I have says he calls it crepitus. And I'm not digging that sound. And the only thing making me feel better is I had it when I was much younger too, so I know it's not because of getting older, which is a privilege. I'm not old, but I am getting older. Aren't we all if we're lucky enough to still be alive? Um, but yeah, I've had some crepitus. I don't remember it sounding this cracky poppy. So isn't that interesting biofeedback from my body? I wish I could say that it's from the weather, from being cold, but I'm in the desert and yeah, there's a freeze warning here tonight, but it's not that cold right now, so I cannot blame it on that even if my ego wants to. For denial. But notice what you notice. Are you noticing excess tension? Either getting your attention like you didn't know it was there, so you think it's getting worse or more intense, or maybe it's lessening. Um, Maybe you're not noticing any tension. Maybe it just feels good to do these. Check in. Does your body want you to do some gentle stretches, like over your head, leaning over from the left to the right, and then breathing? And then slowly, gently switching sides and bending and extending up and over to the other side over your head. Stretching that way, nice and gentle and slow, and breathing. If you were sitting, maybe your body wants you to stand up and do more stretches. If you were standing, maybe it wants you to sit. Maybe it wants you to stand and walk in place or do. If you're sitting, maybe your body wants you to do some heel raises, alternating or at the same time. It may want you to do them at the same time, which may necessitate you holding onto a chair or desk or something stable to keep your balance. Safety first, always. Great. So now I'm going to ask you to take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths, but this time, before we begin them, we're going to put your awareness, your attention. So your power is in the present moment with how you choose to use your attention. So how you consciously choose to use your attention is through your intention, intention. So we're going to consciously intend to use our attention by placing it inside our bodies at the base of our spines, at the bottom, in your tailbone. So if you're not sure where that is, it's also known as your coccyx. It's the very most bottom bone at the base of your spine. So if you're not sure, you can take a finger over your clothing and you can gently feel down there in the center at the very bottom bone. You can feel down there in your buttocks area at the top. That lowest bone you can find there at the base of your spine, that's your tailbone, aka your coccyx. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, you don't have to keep your finger there. I only wanted you to put it there if you weren't sure where that was. Now that you know where it is, go ahead and you can remove it from there. And go ahead and put your attention, which is the power of your mind and awareness, focus it right in your tailbone at the base of your spine. That's right. If it wanders off, that's normal and it's okay. Just bring it right back into your tailbone. That's right. And so with your attention in your tailbone at the base of your spine, you're going to go ahead and take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths. So again, your attention is in the base of your spine in your tailbone. You're going to breathe in through your nose for a count of at least 4 seconds, keeping your attention in your tailbone. Belly gently expands on the inhale. So, and out through your mouth, aiming for at least 6 seconds on the out. Exhale with a if your attention went elsewhere, put it right back in your tailbone at the base of your spine. That's right. And with your attention in your tailbone at the base of your spine, go ahead and take in another deep, slow belly breath in through your nose for a count of at least 4 seconds, allowing belly to gently expand on the inhale. Attention's in your tailbone and exhale out through your mouth with a That's right. Attention's in your tailbone. If it wandered off, bring it right back into your tailbone. Jam on. All right. Great. And once more with feeling, one more deep, slow belly breath. Your attention is in your tailbone the whole time, in through your nose. Allow that belly to gently expand, aiming for at least 4 seconds in. Attention's in your tailbone and out through your mouth. Bring your attention right back to your tailbone if it wandered off. That's right. And now let's come back to your body. If your eyes were closed, you can slowly blink them open, gently, gently, gently. And wiggle your toes, feel your feet on the ground floor or earth. Get curious, tune in, notice what you're noticing in and around your body now. Maybe you notice that you're breathing easier. Maybe your nose was stuffed up or congested earlier and now it's lessening or it's totally clear. I don't seem to have this ability or capacity to do this for myself, but it is actually common that other people, whether we're directly working on it or not, will often report that their sinuses cleared during my experiences or sessions. I don't guarantee it. It's always a pleasant surprise, and I often think, that's so cool. I wish I could do that for myself. I can do a lot of things for myself, but I haven't yet developed that ability. Maybe I never will. Maybe it's to keep me remembering that I too always need support from others as well. Sometimes we all need help sometimes. But yeah, I don't seem to have that ability for myself. But you may notice that you're breathing easier than you were before. Maybe it's easier to take a full breath, or maybe it's easier to breathe through your nose. Maybe you're noticing that some pain you had has either lessened or gone away entirely in or around your body. So get curious about any pain you had before. Is it less now? You might be noticing that there's some tension or pain you did not notice before, and now you're aware of it. And you might be like, Erin, God damn it, or gosh darn it, why is it hurting worse? What the heck, man? What is up with that? Well, let me tell you. It's likely that your body's just giving you, first of all, bio as in life, feedback, valuable information, letting you know, hey, this area is letting you know it could use some more attention, some more love, some extra TLC. Okay. So instead of getting mad about it, I invite you to get curious about it. Okay. It might be that your body's been whispering to you and you've been ignoring the whispers. And you know what they say, the body will get louder sooner or later. If you don't make time for it, it's going to make you make time. Okay. So let's do what we can to heed its whispers sooner rather than later. Now, that can be easier said than done. I learned that the hard way repeatedly, so you don't have to. So heed its whispers. But sometimes we weren't in tune with it because we weren't willing to be here and now, and we were avoiding what we didn't want to see or look at or notice. And now that we're still enough, even if we were physically moving. So here's the thing, side note, especially for my ADHDers, it's possible to be still on the inside and be physically moving our bodies from fidgeting or stimming to moving. That's why I said you could be walking in place or, left to right, like heel to toe, left foot to right foot to left foot. Or you could be standing or you could be alternating sitting and standing. I wanted you to have that freedom and that permission because it was never given to me and I never knew this for so long. And I thought something was wrong with me that I couldn't sit still. And I don't just mean the old ants in the pants thing. I mean, like even trying to meditate, right? So if you've struggled with meditation, side note pro tip, and you're an ADHDer, then a moving meditation might be the most helpful for you. And maybe you didn't know that and hadn't tried it. And this can change everything and open up a world of possibilities because meditation is one of the simplest, most powerful things you can choose that can really move the needle, including with success in all areas of life. And it can be free, even though there are also paid apps and opportunities and options these days. So if you found this valuable, this tip, and it resonated, please pause this and let me know in the comments, and then let's come right back to our breath and the present moment and wiggle our toes and feel our feet on the ground floor or earth. That's right. Now check in, and I'm going to ask your body. Your mind will try to answer, that's normal, but I'm going to ask your body. Truth, does your body want some more water? Let your body share its awareness. If your small self and unconscious parts try to argue with it, fight it, tell it to shut up or dismiss it, acknowledge that. You can silently say to them, thank you for your feedback, and I'm choosing to tune in and ask my body and follow and honor its awareness anyway. Small self and unconscious parts will not like that. In fact, they'll often hate it, but they have to allow your conscious choice. So let's ask again. Truth, does your body want some more water now? Yes or no? Does it feel lighter? That's a yes. Don't wait till you're thirsty to drink. That's right. All right, so now check in with your shoulders. Does your body want you to do some more gentle shoulder rolls, or does it want you to do some gentle head tilts slowly, gently, if it's safe and not medically contraindicated? Gently to the left, like tilting your left shoulder, your left ear toward your left shoulder, gently and slowly with ease, no force, and not if it's contraindicated. And then slowly back up to center, and then down right ear toward right shoulder, slowly and gently, no force. And then slowly back up to the center, and then slowly looking to the right, and then slowly back to the center, and then slowly head turns to the left, and then slowly back to center. You can slow it down way slower than I said. Be gentle, honor your body. Next, let's check back in. Are you noticing less tension, more ease, more relaxation in and around your body now? Put your attention in and around your body, like in your neck area, your shoulders. Are you noticing more ease, more relaxation? Okay. Whatever you notice is just right. We're not judging it. We're just getting curious about it and noticing what we notice. All right. So next, we're going to go ahead and take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths, aiming again for the 4-6, 4 in, 6 out. In through the nose, belly gently expands out through the mouth. This time, though, instead of having our attention in our tailbone using our intention, we're going to use our intention to put our attention into the center of our chest at heart level. Okay? So to do that, go ahead. You can sit or stand for this. Have your feet on the floor. Wiggle your toes. That's right. Now, put your attention in the center of your chest at heart level. That's right. And so I say the center of your chest because, our eyes are in the front of our head and we face forward. But really, when I say the center of your chest, I really mean in the center of your body where your spine would be, but at heart level. Okay? So it would be equally as close to the front of your body as it would to the back, but it'd be along your spine at that center level with your heart. Okay? So you're using your intention to put the power of your awareness, which is your attention in the present moment, into the center of your body at heart level. If it helps you to focus on your chest center, you can. Otherwise, the spine at heart level. However you want to think of it. Choose what's easiest for you. Okay? Now, with your attention in the center of your chest at heart level, we're going to go ahead and take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths. So in through your nose, gently expanding the belly on inhale, aiming for at least 4 seconds in. And out through your mouth, aiming for at least 6 seconds out with the That's right. If your attention wandered off, put it right back into the center of your chest at heart level. And go ahead and take your second deep, slow belly breath. Your attention is in the center of your chest at heart level. 4 seconds in at least. Aiming for at least 6 seconds out. Attention's in the center of your chest at heart level. That's right. And if your attention wandered off, just bring it right back to the center of your chest at heart level. That's right. And now go ahead and take one more deep, slow belly breath with your attention in the center of your chest at heart level. In through your nose, belly gently expands. And out through your mouth. That's right. So now I'm going to ask you to think about something or someone that you have experienced unconditional love for. Now, it could be a pet, it could be a person, it could be someone who's alive, it could be someone who's deceased. It could be the earth if you love nature. Okay? Whatever fills up your heart with unconditional love. But it helps if you can pick a specific person or pet. Now, if you're a parent, one of the best ways to do this is to think of your kids when they were babies. If they're babies now, you know how when they're babies and they're asleep and they just seem like perfect little angels, which may be different than when they're awake, right? But when they're sleeping, your just heart fills up and swells up with so much unconditional love for them as they sleep so peacefully. And they just seem like the sweetest little angels, and you just feel so much love in your heart. Now, if you don't have kids or you haven't had that experience, think about a pet. Again, this could be from childhood. They could be living, they could be deceased. It could be maybe you've never gotten to feel unconditional love for another pet or human, which is unfortunate. And hopefully you get to have that experience while you're still alive. But maybe you have had the experience of being and feeling unconditionally loved by someone else or something else like a pet, whether it was your pet or someone else's. So then call up that memory, that energy, that feeling of being and feeling unconditionally loved and or loving. Okay? So for me, it's often when my kid was a baby, I'll think of that, or I'll think about one of my former dogs. I'm a dog lover. So I'll think about a dog who I've loved, and I'll just feel that sense of unconditional love in my heart space in the center of my chest. So that's what I want you to do now. Now, if for some reason you can't think of or remember the feeling of being or feeling loved or loving toward another pet or human, or being loved by another pet or human, unconditional love feeling, then imagine what it would be like, or think of somebody else you know who's been in love or who has felt love. It doesn't have to be romantic love, okay, but it could be, who's either been in love or that you've seen them loving their babies or their dogs or being loved by somebody else, or how you imagine it would be even if you've only seen it in TV or movies or films or books. Okay? Imagine it if you don't have that experience to draw on. How would that feel to feel and be unconditionally loved or unconditionally loving towards someone else or something else or both, but toward a living thing? But Erin, you said I could choose the earth if I have to. If you can't think of a human or a pet, you can use the earth if you feel genuinely love toward the earth. But it has to be something you can drop that feeling of unconditional love for, okay? But the earth's not living. Okay. Well, hopefully you're not having that attitude with me right now, especially since cynics, we asked you to leave earlier. But The earth has its own consciousness. Everything is energy, and all energy has consciousness. Einstein said every molecule has consciousness. So we can consider the earth not a sentient being like a human, but we can consider that it has its own consciousness, and therefore it's sort of alive in that way if you insist on making it alive. But the point is to call up the energy of feeling unconditionally loved or loving or both toward a living thing like a pet or a human, whether they're alive now or not. Okay? That's right. So feel that in your heart and in the center of your chest right now. That's right. I'm going to ask you to just really feel as loving as you can in that moment and feel it in your chest in the center physically as a sensation. Does it feel warm? Does it feel light? Does it feel really good? How does it feel in your body? Maybe you're recalling the memory of being in love in this lifetime, whether it was with somebody you're with now or somebody from the past. But the point is to feel only the good feelings, only the unconditional love, here and now in your heart center. That's right. Now take a deep, slow belly breath right into the center of your heart, as if you could breathe right into it, that feeling. That's right. And now, silently ask that feeling to start to gently and lovingly expand throughout your body in all directions simultaneously with total ease. So we want it to expand throughout your whole chest cavity and your lungs, including your heart. We want it to expand up through your throat and your neck and up through your head and out the top. Unconditional love, just expanding. Love is infinite. You cannot run out of unconditional love. It's not like it's stuck in one place and you can't spread it around. No, it's infinite. So as you ask it to expand, it's still going to stay some in your heart and chest area. We're just also asking it and inviting it to expand up through our shoulders and our neck and our throat and our mouth and our face and our heads and our ears and at the top and all around our head. Unconditional loving feelings. That's right. And now let's ask it to expand throughout our shoulders and down our arms and our elbows and our forearms and our hands, including our thumbs and our fingers. Wiggle your fingers. That's right. Feel it through your wrists. Unconditional loving feeling going down your arms and into your hands. And let's have it go back up while staying in your hands and down your arms. And let's ask it to spread down through our torso, including all of our internal organs and our belly, especially if you've hated on your belly. What would it take for you to choose and be willing to ask that unconditional love to expand throughout your whole belly, even parts of it you've hated or don't like the way they look or hate the way they look or feel? Even if you feel fat or bloated. That's right. Asking that unconditional love that's infinite, that cannot run out, just to expand and spread down throughout your belly and your torso and your core. And now ask it to go throughout your back and your spine and your hips and your shoulder blades and down to your butt. That's right. Unconditional loving feeling just washing throughout your whole body gently and slowly, getting down your hips, the front of your pelvis, down through your privates and around them, down through your inner upper thighs, especially if you have flabby thighs and you hate the way your flabby thighs look. Send them extra love. That's right. And down through the fronts of your thighs and the outsides and the backs of your thighs and the backs of your knees. Unconditional love spreading down your knees, inside and out, all around, front and back, kneecaps, left and right knees and legs, Let's get your right calves, the front, the back, the sides, the insides, the outsides. Let's ask that love to spread down throughout your ankles and your Achilles heel and tendon. If you've had any injuries down there, ask it to spread extra, spend some extra attention bathing those parts in unconditional love. Same with your knees and hips. That's right. Now feel that love spread down throughout your heels and the soles of your feet and the sides and tops of your feet. Feel it spread down throughout your toes, inside and out, all around. Wiggle your toes. Bathe them in unconditional love. That's right. And now go ahead and take another deep, slow belly breath in through your nose, aiming for at least 4 seconds on the inhale, belly gently expanding. And out throughout your mouth. That's right. Now check in with your shoulders. Do they want you to do some gentle shoulder rolls? Does your body want you to do some gentle stretches or gentle twists or turns? Does it want you to sit if you're standing or stand if you were sitting? Does it want you to do some heel raises? Does it want you to walk in place? Does it want you to go take a pee break? What does your body desire and require right now? You might become aware that you're feeling a bit drowsy and relaxed, and your body might be like, you know what, we really need some rest. And your mind might be going, ain't nobody got time for that. We had to make time just to do this 2-hour experience right now. And if so, just thank it for its feedback and then inform it of a new conscious choice if you're willing and say, thank you. And I'm choosing to honor my body and rest as soon as possible anyway. Again, it will not like it, but it has to accept your conscious choice. Then as soon as possible after this experience, take a rest or a nap or whatever your body needs. Maybe it wants you to go to bed early tonight. Now, on the other hand, you might feel surprisingly energized or more energized than before. You might have more energy. Your body might be like, hey, take a walk after this, or hey, go do some gentle yoga, or hey, go make love if you have a consensual partner. It might want you to go spend some loving alone time. It might say, hey, go take a bath, or it might say, hey, go for a sauna if you have access to that. It might say, hey, go get some sunlight. You know, it might say, go for a swim. It might say, go get a hug, ask for and receive a hug. It might say, give yourself a hug. All right. Do your best to honor whatever it asks of you, even though your small self is going to hate it and fight with you, And remember, you thank it for its feedback and then you inform it of your conscious choice. You can do it silently. Thanks for looking out, small self. I appreciate you. Good looking out. And I'm choosing to honor my body and do what it said anyway. Then, as soon as possible, take inspired action by doing what your body requested. Want greater success? Include your body regularly, daily, throughout the day from now on. It's a practice. It's a continued choice of forgetting and remembering, choosing and forgetting and remembering. Keep choosing it. Keep remembering it. Keep honoring it. Keep including it. Include it in your asks. Include it in your choices. Let it drive along with your being. You really want to move the needle in your success? This is the way. It's not how we were conditioned or trained or taught. Small self will hate every last minute of it, at least at first, and choose it anyway. Okay, so now get curious. Check in and around your body. What are you noticing? You might be noticing even less pain, or pain might have gone away entirely now. You might notice even less tension, or all your tension might have melted away by now. You might notice feeling good and warm and soothed and relaxed and at ease or at greater ease than you were before. You might notice feeling more peaceful. You might notice feeling relaxation physically. You might notice feeling ease. You might notice that you're breathing easier and deeper even when you're not trying. You might notice less congestion, or like I said, maybe that was gone or your sinuses cleared up. You might notice some tinnitus or ringing in your ears, or clogged ears went away or lessened. You might notice, let's see, how are you feeling emotionally? You might notice feeling more upbeat, more optimistic, lighter, freer, more peaceful, calmer, more at ease. These are common and likely, but it's okay if you don't notice that and if you're feeling something else. You might notice just feeling neutral physically and emotionally, and that's okay too. Whatever you notice is just right, but get curious and be truthful with yourself. And do not allow your small self and unconscious parts to talk you out of what you're noticing, because they will try to. They mean well, bless their hearts, but we're not going to let them drive, right? Okay, so you may also be feeling more grounded, more centered, more connected to your body. You might be feeling more connected more to the earth, but here's what I want you to do. If you were holding a small rock or a pebble or a grounded or cleared and charged crystal, you may be feeling more grounded and centered. If you weren't holding any of that, or you don't know what any of that means, or you didn't have any of that, and you're like, Erin, you didn't mention that earlier, you mentioned water and salt. You're right, I didn't, and that's okay. They were optional. You didn't have to have them, but if you've been in my experiences before, you may have known from then. They were totally optional and not necessary at all. If you have a house plant in the space that you're in right now, then take a look at it, especially if it has any green to it. That can help you connect with nature. If you don't have a house plant, but maybe it's daytime and you can see outside of a window and you can see some greenery outside, go ahead and look at that. Maybe you can see a tree or a shrub or some plants or something outside, but you don't have any plants in the room you're in or office you're in. Then go ahead and connect with that nature visually for like 30 seconds, especially if it's at least 30 feet away, 20 to 30 feet away, because it's good for our eyes to rest for 20 to 30 seconds at least once an hour, especially when we do a lot of computer work. And also to look at something at least 20 or 30 feet away at least once an hour. But in particular, I want you to connect with nature via some natural greenery right now if possible. A fake plant is not going to do it right now. It's got to be real greenery. Okay. But if you don't have any greenery and the most you could see outside is a cactus, hey, cacti are still green in most cases, not always. If it's a purple paddle cactus or prickly pear, fine, connect with that. If you still have no greenery or anything like that, not even a shrub or a tree, and you have mountains or ocean, you can gaze upon that if you can see it from where you are. Great. Just something to connect you with nature and the earth right now, and then bring your attention back into your tailbone at the base of your spine and feel your feet on the floor, ground, or earth, and go ahead and wiggle your toes. And let's take 3 more deep, slow belly breaths with your attention in the base of your spine. Good job. And if you're still finishing up, that's okay too. Continue that. Okay, so you're likely feeling more grounded, centered, peaceful, calmer. And guess what? Now it's miracle time. Woo woo. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you a question. There are no right or wrong answers as long as you're truthful for you in the moment. Here's the thing. Small self and unconscious parts might try to talk you out of whatever comes up. That's to be expected. It's okay. We're just not going to let them drive, but we're not going to shut them up. We're not going to repress or suppress them. We're not going to judge them. We're not going to make them bad or wrong either. Okay. So if you're looking at the screen, it says, why do you most desire that success miracle now? Let me go back a minute. We'll ignore the word that. Why do you most desire a miracle for greater success right now? Let me ask you it that way. Now, small self might want to chime in and be like, well, why do you think? What kind of stupid question is that? Obviously, people want to be successful. Thank it for its feedback. It means well. But this is about you. It's not about me needing to know why you want to experience greater success and want a miracle for that. It's about you getting clear on it and what's true for you in this moment. So, truth, why do you most desire a miracle for greater success right now? Get curious, breathe, tune in, close your eyes, notice what you notice in and around your body that starts coming into your awareness. It may or may not be what your small self thinks it should be. Don't let your small self talk you out of it. Just notice what you notice and what are you aware of, and breathe. Because we want to get you clear on your why. Okay? Why do you desire to receive a miracle for greater success now? Share what's true for you. You can journal it or you can text it to yourself. And yes, that's possible. You can write it down and put a date with it. I'm going to ask that you also, if you're willing, comment with it. Okay? But record it somewhere, some way, even if you have to pause this video to do it and then hit play again to resume. What's true for you in this moment of why you desire greater success and that you're going to ask it coming up for a success miracle? Because small self's going to have its answers. Feel free to write or record that too if you want, but make sure you're clear that that's small self. So then thank it for its feedback and then say, and I'm now going to tune in and ask my body and being anyway. Hey, body, hey, being. I know small self thinks it's XYZ. That seems like a no-brainer, and they're being real sarcastic and catty and thinking this is a stupid question and blah, 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 and they don't care what you have to say anyway. And I'm going to ask you anyway. Small being, body, truth. Why do we desire to receive a success miracle and experience greater success now? And then breathe, get curious, tune in and around your body and notice what you notice. What starts coming up into your field of awareness? What are you aware of? What are you noticing? There's no right or wrong. It's just whatever's true for you in the moment. And it might surprise you. Let it. That's right. Just write it down, text it to yourself, record it, voice memo it, comment with it. I don't care, whatever works for you in the moment, whatever's easiest and quickest. Write it down, type it, text it, voice memo it, put it in the comments, all of the above, whatever floats your boat in the moment. Okay? As long as it's true for you, that's fine. Now, think about asking for it to show up. And notice what you notice as you continue breathing. So, you're clear on what's true for you in this moment of why you want greater success. And now you're going to imagine asking for it to show up. And now imagine that it showed up. And get curious, tune in, and breathe and notice what you notice in and around your body. What are you noticing with physical sensations in your body? Any nervousness, any butterflies, any tension, any fear, any survival mode stuff kicking in, any wanting to run and hide, any resistance? Maybe you're noticing inner rebel and adolescent wants to be fighting and fight mode is triggered. Maybe you're noticing feeling calm and ease, surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly. Maybe you're noticing feeling really good. Yeah, relaxed, happy, enthusiastic. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a combination of things. Whatever you're noticing is fine. Just get curious in noticing it. But if you're noticing anything other than love and above feelings, quote unquote, good feelings, physical sensations plus emotions, then there is some fear mixed in with it and maybe some doubt and other things. And that's okay too. It's quite common and normal. In fact, it's so common and normal, I'd be more surprised if you didn't notice it. And that doesn't mean you can't actualize greater success. It just is biofeedback to let us know, hey, that's valuable information because it can let us know where one or more parts of our body or being, especially our nervous systems, may not yet know it's safe for us to have that success that we're desiring and about to ask for whatever reason. And we may or may not be consciously aware just yet of what those reasons might be, and that is okay. However, it lets us know, hey, if one or more parts of us aren't on board, they're not congruent, they're not aware that it's safe for us to succeed at light speed and have what we're asking for with the greater success and what we think that'll do for us, our bodies, our businesses, our lives, our money, our finances, our relationships, etc., then there's likely going to be sabotage, self-sabotage at unconscious levels. There will likely be monkey wrenches thrown into the mix. So whatever you're asking for, whether it's through Mary Miracle Mondays and or what you're doing on your own, will likely be delayed or harder and take longer than they need to because of these concerns from inner parts of you, unconscious parts of you. That's completely common and normal. Doesn't make you bad or wrong. And yes, you can change it. But it's important to become aware of it because if you know that in advance, then you can go, oh, I could see why maybe some stuff got harder or didn't work out in the past. Or, oh, I can see now where I could have been getting in my own way. Isn't that interesting? You don't need to judge it or make it bad or wrong. Okay? All right, so next. Choose to embody the version of you who already has experienced greater success now. What do I mean by that? So, coming up, you're going to be asking in a few minutes here for your miracle to receive and experience this miracle for greater success. Well, you're clear on why you desire greater success now. So, the question is, are you willing to choose to be and embody and have that greater success now? Because we can desire it. That's not the same, and I learned this the hard way, as choosing to embody it and have it and keep it and grow it. So, truth, are you willing to choose to embody that version of you who already has that greater success now? And it's okay if the answer is no. You might be surprised. You might get a partial yes and a partial no. Small self might be like, obviously I do, or I wouldn't be here, blah, 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 blah. Thank it for its feedback. And then tell it to go have a seat on the bench or get in the back seat. It can come for the ride, but you're going to choose to put your highest self in the driver's seat right now if you're willing. And then I'm going to ask again, truth, are you willing to choose to embody the version of you who already has that greater success now? If so, say yes aloud, even though I can't hear you because it's a recording, and mean it if you mean it and if you're willing. And then go ahead and put yes in the comments, or hell yes, Aaron, or heck yeah, Aaron, whatever. If you're willing, put yes in the comments. This is interactive, remember? Commenting is a form of interacting and participating. So if you're willing to choose it, let me know in the comments. Okay, so if you're willing to proceed, excellent. Now, what if you found out that some of you is willing, but not all of you? Cool, it's normal, nothing's wrong with you, it's very common. Yes, you can choose to proceed anyway because your conscious choice will trump the rest, but just be aware that your miracle could be slower and harder to actualize with the other stuff. Now, if you want extra professional support, uh, processing and transmuting and transforming that extra stuff so that all parts of you know that it is safe for you to succeed at light speed and experience greater success in whatever ways you desire, then I'm here for that. Feel free to DM me about one of my rapid results experiences. Now, again, I'm not a therapist. So you may also, if you're not already working with a therapist or psychologist, benefit from doing that. Okay. Even though I'm a trauma informed coach and trauma healing happens regularly, I don't make that promise, and I'm not a professional therapist. And remember, what I offer is not a substitute for that kind of work. That being said, everything I offer is complementary. So you can work with a therapist or a psychologist and still benefit by also working and playing with me. However, remember, try to get some with extra training in functional medicine and who are holistic and integrative and trauma informed. And hopefully they know that trauma isn't just psychological, it's also physiological. It's stored in the body. It's not just stored in the body, by the way, but it is also stored in the body. And so if they don't know that, they won't know that this is why talk therapy can take years and do more harm than good in some cases, or not work at all in other cases, or just take forever to work in other cases. I'm a fan of talk therapy, and I'm still aware of its limitations. Okay. So let's not bury our head in the sand about that. But I digress. This is my want and my ADHD. So back to the miracle and back to you. So you've chosen to embody this version of you now who already has greater success. All right. It starts with the conscious choice. Now, we got you clear on your why, and I asked you how that would feel, right? I want you to be in touch with why you wanted that greater success, because I want you to know what's it going to do for you and your life. How are you going to feel physically in your body if you already had that greater success? Is it going to help you feel more relaxed? Is it going to help you feel greater ease and healthiness? Is it going to help you feel more peaceful, or you think it is? Is it going to help you feel relieved? What is it going to do for you physically, sensation wise, in and around and through your body, to have experienced that greater success that you've chosen? How's it going to feel emotionally? Is it going to feel like yes? Is it going to feel like enthusiasm and pure joy? All the good stuff. What's it going to feel like? Get clear on that. Write that down. Put it in the comments, and or text it to yourself, and or write it down, and or journal it, and or voice memo it to yourself. But record it. Get in touch with how it's going to feel for you to have that greater success, and record it. Pause this if you need to. Okay, so now we're going to co-create your ask. All right, so here's how we do that. To allow your miracle to actualize with ease, we're going to have you follow my pro tips. So we're co-creating the ask. So we're formulating how you're going to ask for this success miracle for greater success. So we're going to have you ask for what your being and body requested, and omit the part your small self said you should ask for instead. So your body and being told you what it wanted the greater success miracle for and why. Okay. And at the end of the day, ultimately, it thinks it's going to help you feel a certain way. It's always about feelings. It thinks it's going to help you feel a certain way. Achieving XYZ success, greater success, is going to help you feel a certain thing or mean something about you, which is going to help you feel a certain way. Okay. So that's why we had you get in touch with that. Get clear on your why, of what's true for you and your why at that moment. And we want the optimal highest version. And that's what is true for your body and your being, not just what your small self thinks it should be. So once you've gained that clarity on your why and how your being and body would feel if that was true for you, that you've experienced the miracle for greater success, and you've written it down or typed it or put it in the comments or texted it to yourself or recorded it or journaled it, then we had you choose it. Choose to embody it now. Now, we're going to co-create the ask for this miracle for greater success. So we want you to, in this ask, we want you to formulate only what your body and being desire their greater success miracle for, not what your small self says it should be. So your small self might have come up with a money goal. Oh, I desire to make 50K this month, or this amount more, or this amount more, or this for this, or receive money for this, or blah, 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 or X amount, blah, 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 and have whatever it thinks the sources of that income should be. Now, success is not just financial or status, but a lot of us are conditioned that it is. So it's common if your success goals went from small self and unconscious parts straight to money or career or business related goals. That's why I'm using them as an example. But it could be relationship success goals. It could be health success goals. It could be success in parenting, whatever was true for you when you did the process a few minutes ago. Okay. So we don't want to ask for what your small self said you should ask for. Remember, it doesn't know what's best for you. It just thinks it knows what's best for you. So instead, I recommend you formulate your ask for this success miracle coming up with what your body and being said was optimal to ask for. And you'll know because you'll have only had, in most cases, those love and above higher feelings and relaxation. So sensations in your body that were physically relaxing or at ease and felt relaxing and good. And emotions that felt uplifting and elevating, etc. So the ask, we want only what you desire and nothing of what you don't. And we want what was optimal according to your being and your body's wisdom, not what small self said it should be. Could there occasionally be crossover? Yes. But if there are two different ends, if they're at odds, choose what your body and being said. Next, we're going to be very intentional with our wording in the ask/request for this miracle for success, greater success. So we're going to include some parameters to prevent self-sabotage and triggering of survival mode reactions. Toward that end, please include the following phrases in your ask/request. So we're going to word it with what you desire it for, like why you desire the success miracle, that part that you came up with. Like, I desire this success miracle for success in my health journey, or success in my creative career, or success in my business, for greater business success, or greater business success in the form of hitting my highest income month ever, or whatever it was for you that you came up with, or that preferably your being and body came up with. Okay. So you're going to word it like that. Like, may I please have a miracle for greater success in, and then fill in the blank here with whatever your highest parts of you came up with from your body and being, like the examples we just gave. So may I please have a success miracle for, fill in the blank here with only what you desire and nothing of what you don't. Then you're going to add in these parameters, and/or something even better, comma, with total ease, joy, and glory, GLORY, comma, in safe, healthy, and harmonious ways. Now, if you don't like the word glory because it repels you, like for religious connotations like it used to do for me, you can omit the word glory and replace it with a word like flow or grace. Okay? So here's how that can look. May I please have a success miracle? May I please have a miracle to experience greater success in my business financially this month, and/or something even better, with total ease, joy, and glory in safe, healthy, and harmonious ways, ? Boom, shakalaka, boom, boom. Okay, as an example. So, may I please have a miracle to experience greater success in my business, and/or something even better, in safe, healthy, and harmonious ways with total ease, joy, and glory. Well, Erin, you mixed it up. Those parameters, the last two sets, you mixed up this time. That's okay. You can mix up the order. The important thing is that they're included. So safe, healthy, and harmonious include those. They prevent self-sabotage. With total ease, joy, and glory include those. They help prevent self-sabotage, or ease, joy, and flow, or ease, joy, and grace. Or something even better means that you could have what you're asking for and maybe something else even better, or something even better. Helps prevent self-sabotage, helps get you out of your own way, and helps your miracles actualize with greater ease and flow and speed. Okay? So formulate that, practice asking for it out loud, and then put it in the comments. This part is required to receive your miracle. So again, an example is, may I please have a miracle to receive and experience. May I please receive, or may I please have a miracle to experience greater success? And then you could put in, or you could put with, fill in the blank here with what it was, like for example, business success, and or something even better in safe, healthy, and harmonious ways with total ease, joy, and glory. Formulate it, say it out loud, ask for it out loud, and then put it in the comments and submit the comment. And I'm going to transmit the miracle energy now to help actualize that. And everything that doesn't allow that, would you please uncreate it, destroy it, delete it, and return it back to from wherever it came with consciousness attached? And if so, all you have to do is say yes and mean it. Say yes out loud and mean it, even though I can't hear you. That's right. Then type it in the comments, yes, and submit that. Now, tune in and breathe deeply. Wiggle your toes, put your feet on the floor, ground, or earth. Come back to the here and now. And repeat after me. I am choosing to be and feel safely embodied here and now. And take another deep, slow belly breath. That's right. Now get curious. Tune in and around your body. What are you noticing? What are you aware of? What are you physically feeling sensation-wise? Are you feeling more physical relaxation, less tension, less pain, more ease? Maybe you're noticing that you can have more range of motion without trying or even noticing it before. Maybe your body wants to stretch or sit if you were standing, or stand if you were sitting. Maybe you want some gentle shoulder rolls or twists or turns. Check in with it, ask it, give it what it desires and requires. Maybe it wants some more water. This is a good time to drink more water. Maybe it wants you to stand if you were sitting, or sit if you were standing. Maybe it wants rest. Maybe it wants movement. Whatever it wants, do your best, to give it to it now, or as soon as possible. Now, you may have noticed some tingling or some warmth or coolness. You may have noticed energy moving. You may have noticed nothing at all. Whatever you notice during this experience is just right for you and your body. It might be different every time. You could come back here and listen tomorrow, ask for a different success miracle, and notice entirely different things. Okay? Whatever you notice is just right. As long as you participated, as long as you were willing, as long as you chose it, as long as you asked, as long as you included those parameters, then it's going to work. So how does it get better than that? Come join me next week to find out and receive your next miracle of Merry Miracle Mondays 2024. And that miracle will be for, drumroll please. Oops, I skipped over the example asks. Ask for it to actualize, receive your success miracle. Allow your success miracle to show up however and whenever it wants, in whatever form. I don't control that. Yeah, join me next Monday to receive your next Merry Miracle next Merry Miracle, which will be for money. Yes, that's what it's for. So join me back here for our week 3 next week, which will be for money. And until next time, let me know what you found most valuable about this experience in the comments. Like and share it. And I will see you next week. Until next time, this has been Erin Lloyd of Quantum Leap Your Biz, and goodbye for now.